Hey y'all, welcome back to Ride Like a Pro One. Today we're going to be going over some things that beginners should not do. Um, Number one, beginner should not speed on a motorcycle. If a speed limit says 35, that's what a beginner should do. He should do 35. If it says 45, he should do 45. Number two, take curves too fast. That means if you're coming up on a curve, and most curves have a sign that tell you how fast you should go in that curve. If the sign says go in the curve at 35 mile an hour, that's what you should do. Go in the curve at 35 mile an hour. If it says 45, go in at 45. That's not taking the curves too fast. Number three, weaving through traffic. If you don't know what weaving through traffic is, that's you, the red line. You weaving in and out of traffic. That's weaving in and out of traffic. That's one thing a beginner should not do. Okay? Number four, a beginner should not, and I repeat this, not properly use the clutch. That means you should not unproperly use the clutch. That means you should use the clutch properly. Really, that's what it's saying. Number five, ride beyond your comfort zone. Riding beyond your comfort zone. That means if you out here riding 50 miles an hour, what you used to, and then you go up to about 80 miles an hour, you're not comfortable with that, and you don't feel right doing it. If you feel sort of funny, like when you're riding up there at 80 miles an hour, you feel, sort of nervous, like, or whatever. You're riding out your comfort zone. If you're riding 50 miles an hour and you don't feel that way, so you feel comfortable there. So riding over your comfort zone, your level, should not do that. Beginners should not ride on wet roads. If the road is wet and it doesn't rain, a beginner should not ride on a wet road. Number seven, a beginner should not ride in heavy traffic. That means if it's a lot of traffic and you're a beginner, more than likely it's going to intimidate you. So a beginner should not ride in heavy traffic, not just beginning. Give yourself some time. Number eight, a beginner should not excessively accelerate. That means just twist back on the throttle real hard, real fast. A beginner shouldn't do that because there's a lot of things that could happen when you do that. Number nine, a beginner should not hard brake when leaning. That means when you leaning in a curve, you should not hard brake. That means mash your brakes real hard, especially not that front brake, because that's going to wash your front end out. If you mash that front brake, that front lever too hard, it's going to wash your front wheel out, because it's going to lock it up and it's going to slide out from under you, unless you're going straight. But we talking about leaning in a curve. Number 10, a rider should not ride on bad tires. That means Maypops. Maypops, if you don't know what Maypops are tires that's slick. They don't have threads on them. A beginner should not ride on slick tires or Maypop tires, front or back. If your back tire got Maypop on it, which means a slick tire with no threads, don't ride on it. Or if your front tire is slick, or Maypop, or don't have threads on it, don't ride. Number 11, riding with a dark shield or shade. If you're a beginner, don't ride with a dark shield or shades. Um, put a clear face mask. Just beginning, because you can't see as good through a tinted shield or shade as if you had just the clear shield. That clear shield is clear. You can see clearly. Number 12, assuming that motorists see you. If you're a beginner, you should not assume that motorists see you, because a lot of times they don't. So you should not assume that they do. Riding at night. A beginner should not ride at night. Need more experience. Number 14. A beginner should not, when you starting off, drag your feet, or when you stopping, drag your feet. A beginner should not drag your feet when you're stopping or when you starting off. Don't drag your feet. Go ahead and put your feet up on the foot pegs. Number 15. Buying a motorcycle that's too big for you. That means your feet can't touch the ground. A beginner shouldn't buy that bike. Number 16. Riding on the interstate. A beginner should not ride on the interstate. There's a high speed. A whole lot can go on out on the interstate, so a beginner should not ride on the interstate. Number 17, tailgating. A beginner should not tailgate. Tailgating means riding too close behind the vehicle in front of you, or the motorcycle in front of you, more or less a car or a truck or whatever in front of you. You should not be riding real close behind that car in front of you. That's tailgating. A beginner should not do that. Number 18, a beginner should not neglect pre-riding check. That means you should not check your motorcycle out before riding. Make sure your tires up. Make sure you got your fluid. Make sure your brake work. Make sure your signal lights work. Simple things like that. Make sure that everything works before you start riding. A beginner should not neglect pre-check ride. A beginner should not be using your signals. Always use your signal. If you're going to turn right, turn your right signal light on. If you're going to turn left, turn your left signal light on. Number 20, a beginner should not ignore the traffic laws. That means if it says ride 35, the speed limit is 35. If it's 45, ride 45. If 50, ride 50. So on and so forth. Number 21, a beginner should not be checking your mirrors. You should always check your mirrors behind you, because you need to be aware of what's around you at all times. So that also means checking your mirrors behind you. So a beginner should not be checking your mirrors. Number 22, should not do sudden braking. A beginner should not do sudden braking. Sudden braking means like putting on brakes real fast. That could put you into a skid, or you could lock the front brake to make your front end come out from under you. Beginners should not do sudden braking. Number 23, I don't suggest this for anybody, whether you're a beginner or a veteran or anybody. Ride, especially a beginner, riding under the influence, drinking alcohol, doing drugs. A beginner, don't do that. Don't ride if you've been drinking alcohol. Okay, that's 23 things that a beginner should not do. That's going to wrap it up for this video. Thank you for watching. if I said anything in this video that you think might help you, uh, subscribe, share, subscribe, and I'll see you in my next video. God bless you, and I'll see you later. Goodbye.